Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Dota 2 Asia Championships. This is a big match. Of course, I'm LD, joined here by WinteR. WinteR, we've got LGD versus HGT. Both of these teams fighting to be in the top 8.
Yeah, both of these teams might just be needing that one extra point to just finally scrape through the much-needed standings that they want to.
LGD sitting 6 and 7, HGT 5 and 7. If LGD win this, they would be at 500 with a chance to go 8 and 7. Mm-hmm. They need some help to finish top 8 though. There's 8 teams ahead of them with 6 losses or less.
Is it still possible for HGT to be at the bottom 4 with 5 wins, right?
If they lose their last 2 games, yeah, they could finish bottom 4. They could, in theory, even be knocked out of the tournament. HGT are not even guaranteed to be 9 through 12 right now. Because Zedek, Tongfu could all win the rest of their games in theory.
Yeah, they both have one more game.
Yeah.
Brave as well. eHome as well.
So for HGT, they need to stay alive. And with that said, guys, the draft's underway. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Well, we're in the draft now, WinteR. Welcome to the draft. How do you like it here?
Vengeful Spirit, Lion.
Very standard support picks right now. Nothing too unusual here. You know, I wonder, are they going to pick up like the Yao classic heroes? His Invoker, his Ember. For a while, teams were banning the Ember versus LGD at the start of this tournament, but it's not being banned right now. And in fact, it's LGD who's been ignoring them. They've been going for the Yao Troll a bit more frequently. We've seen LGD running Sylar mid in many cases on the Naga, the Medusa. What do you think? Do you want to go back to those standard Yao heroes?
The problem with Ember with the current patch is it's very difficult for him against all the face rush heroes, especially the Axe. But Axe is already taken out. And HGT just going to go for that Venge Shadowfiend, which they are the initial teams that actually started doing this a lot before everyone else just follows suit.
Yeah, and the Shadowfiend and also the Chen for Pretty Haw.
Yeah, the thing is everyone else actually did better, executed it better than them, probably due to few various reasons. And I have this feeling that one of the biggest problems why they weren't, even though they were the team that started to run this more than everyone else, the biggest issue was the off-lane position, which they sometimes couldn't get a good hero and comfortable hero for IC, and it resulted in a lot of the game's deciding moments change and affected because he's not comfortable with the hero and the team isn't able to move much smoothly as a unit because he's just not doing as well as maybe like we would mention Clockwork, for example, would be something that he's most preferred to play. Right.
So looking at the rest of the bans now, LGD going to remove the Chen. This is kind of your obvious ban, as mentioned. Pretty Haw's Chen is often paired with the Shadowfiend. Also goes well with the Venge. Very well-rounded duo. HGT ban out the Morphling. Now it could have been that support Morphling. There's also always the chance that it's a Sylar Morphling. So we haven't seen it, WinteR. The support lane, nobody's believing in it right now. LGD, the one team to try it, they lost that game. Probably should have won, but they have not gone back to it since then.
Probably should have won that game. And HGD going to take out all the ZSMJ heroes, Medusa plus Morphling, the heavy carries. And
yeah, it's interesting that they're the team banning these out. But then again, Sylar also plays these quite a lot.
Yeah, so far I don't think I've ever seen LGD put Sylar on Juggernaut though. They usually, when they pick Juggernaut, it's either for Yao or
in July. I think he's probably the main one to play.
Yeah, the off-lane Juggernaut, and they run another core with the Juggernaut. So I don't think they will change it. They probably just want to have, because they usually have a very heavy late game lineup with the Juggernaut. So I feel that there's very little chance that they put Sylar on the hero.
I think LGD more likely it's going to be like the Troll +1 for them.
Yeah, Troll and Juggernaut definitely, but they're actually going to take out the Troll themselves.
So I wonder, they could have picked it.
Yeah, I wonder what they are actually going to have in store here for us. Lion plus Skyra probably having a lot of spell damage together as a duo. Works really well in the laning phase, or they would want to consider Rubik as well. Rubik plus Juggernaut, a lot of kill potential, and you can definitely see the Rubik turning tides of battle with a stolen.
If they want to roam a lot, there's always that MMY Tuskar. We've seen that a little bit.
Yeah,
not anything great to dodge with the snowball, but is a good pressuring support.
Yeah, Tusk is sometimes, but the problem with Tusk I feel is he doesn't have much impact aggressively. Like sometimes when you want, you look at a hero like
There you go.
Skywrath, you're gonna destroy the lanes and you're going to get a lot of kills early on.
And you
Secure.
can just like win the lane versus the Shadow Fiend as well.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to secure a lot of advantage for your team early on. Thus, it's very reliant on stuff happening. You come to the fight to save your carry, and you turn the tides of battle.
Or someone's out of position, then you ice shards them, but
yeah.
they have to be out of
It's very
position first.
reliant on enemy making a move. It's very
Reactive,
passive.
yeah.
Reactive support. Skywrath is a very opposite
yeah.
support, active support. So you want to be controlling the situation. And LGD, at most of the games we see them being behind. So I'm happy to see they are changing things up. They are getting the more aggressive supports. They want to get ahead instead of falling behind every game.
Well, we'll see where they go from here. As for HGT, they've got the heavy aura stack already. Most likely the Shadow Fiend mid. Generally, that would put air on it, meaning they would need a ZSMJ hero. Used to play a lot of Brewmaster safe lane. We haven't seen that too much from him. Icy Clockwork, you mentioned. Clockwork this game is pretty good. Good against Lion, good against Skywrath.
Mm-hmm.
Not so great against Juggernaut, but that's okay. I think Clockwork is definitely a likely pick here for them.
Yeah, I think he's most suitable on a core that doesn't really need so much farm and does well with just levels alone. Just Clockwork is just a very good example for him. I saw them the other day putting him on Doom. The game was not very good for them.
He's
And-
very hit or miss. Icy to me is one of the reasons why this team has not been consistent. Because sometimes he has great games, sometimes he does not.
Yeah, that's like the issue with him. He's very inconsistent. So HGT gonna reply with another support of themselves. The Rubik plus Venge, fairly utility wise, and a lot of ganking power, of course, in the early game with the lift and the stun from the Venge. And we shall see both sides have fairly aggressive supports early on, and we shall see who actually gets the upper hand in the early laning phase.
Yeah, so far HGT, they have the more gankable hero in the Shadow Fiend, but LGD yet to pick their mid. What else could they go for? We've seen a little bit of Sylar Slark once in a while. Not really a standard hero for him. The Lycan's out there, actually. Oh, right as I say that, they pick it.
Safe lane Lycan plus Juggernaut. So
You know, actually, teams normally ban the Lycan second phase versus LGD if they have not picked Sylar's hero yet.
yeah,
I would say more often. I would say over the Morphling, actually. Most teams would ban the Lycan.
Morphling definitely much easier to take care of compared to Lycan. Lycan peaks a lot faster, has a great pushing power.
And the Icy Clockwork, no surprises.
Yeah,
Good versus Lycan.
HGT going to go back for their comfort zone, obviously, with the Clockwork. And last hero for LGD, the hero that everyone is always most worried about, the Yao hero.
What is it? It could be his Juggernaut, potentially. But what is Yao going to play?
The ideal hero for the draft would be initiating heroes.
Like a Beastmaster could be really nice here.
Beastmaster, or if it's secret, maybe they consider Magnus. And we haven't seen... Yao was actually a very good Magnus player in the past. And they have double melee core.
I would like a Magnus, actually. Now that you mention that, Magnus mid, Shadow Fiend is going to win that lane 1v1, but you have Skywrath and Lion, both of which are very good at applying the pressure early on.
It's against a Rubik, so things might get dicey in the team fight.
That's true. Other options, let's see.
Puck would always be a very good option against with a Lycan. That will never change. Both of those are really good in a pair. Lycan plus Puck.
And Lycan versus Puck as well. There's the Invoker as well.
I'm not really feeling the Invoker that much this game, but it could work. It's just that I'm worried that the Invoker needs to do a lot.
How about like a Venomancer even?
I just feel initiating heroes much more preferred. If they play Venomancer, they need to adjust a little. Like the Lycan has to go into jungle, give space to the Lion, so Lion becomes the initiating hero with a lane and an early blink. That could probably be the case. But Ember, Yao hero.
Ember versus Shadow Fiend. It is very hard to keep your flame guard up, but you have a lot of killing potential with these supports.
Very difficult lane though, I have to say, for Shadow Fiend.
Ah, Mr. Warlock. This hero is very, very successful lately.
Is CSMG actually going to play the Warlock?
One position Warlock.
Looking to end the game quickly against the Lycan.
I worry about HGT getting outmaneuvered by LGD, though.
Yeah.
They are very immobile.
this is not something I expected. Their heroes are very team fight centric now with the Warlock pick. Shadow Fiend plus Warlock, 2 big ultimates. Clockwork initiating the fight for them. Venge and Rubik will be just trying to hope for getting a few early ganks, but it will be crucial for the Warlock to get a very, very good start. The last game we casted, I casted with Sunspan. Wraith went for the Warlock, but the Warlock had a terrible early game. And he was a non-factor basically later into the game because he had such a bad start. He was on the safe lane, he got a Midas, but
then he just started dying?
He died so many times in the lane. It was against a Puck plus Skywrath lane.
I don't know if LGD will be looking to go aggressive here, though. It looks like I need to fix my settings. Yeah, let's see. Okay, and our mini-map icon. Sorry, guys. We apparently are not prepared for our cast. Somebody go make a Reddit thread. All right, here we go. LGD on the Radiant, HGT the Dire. A must-win game for both teams. A win here puts LGD in contention for top 8, though I do believe they need some help from the teams above them. Meaning those teams need to lose a game or two. Anyway, MMY, Momoya on the Lion. As always, it feels, Yao back on the Ember. He's kind of gone away from it recently, but this has been one of his most successful heroes. Sylar, the Lycan, arguably the best Lycan in China. Faith, your Scarith mage, and that does leave In July as the offlane juggernaut. And as for HGT, setting a trap early, wanting to protect their jungle. Pretty Haw on the Rubik Air, your Shadow Fiend rushing the bottle. Kaka going to be handling that Vengeful Spirit, and ZSMJ on the Core Lock, which leaves Icy, another signature hero on the offlane clock.
Looking at the lanes right now, Clockwork should have some easy levels early, but he's going to get harassed a lot by the Skywrath, but I don't think he worries about that too much. But the first fight at the Bounty Rune bottom, again, Clockwork's going to be the bait, but there's a Rubik, so usually the teams that don't have the Rubik will just have to back off and the Rubik comes
you don't
in.
want to get cliffed.
Yeah, that's a very big advantage for the Bounty Rune there. And top lane, In July getting some damage done on ZSMJ after he claims the Bounty Rune.
Nothing too substantial, and that heal is fairly cheap early on, but ZSMJ will be forced back as
they're actually taking blows.
Continuing to trade blows. The Juggernaut with actually the worst base armor here. Well, the worst overall armor, I should say. ZSMJ with the Ring of Protection. Going to work and bringing In July down incredibly low. That is not a good trade for the Juggernaut.
He definitely regretted that decision.
Yeah, he's like, okay, this is going well. Oh, wait, he's got 5 armor and the heal. And now he just turns and forces In July back quite a bit.
And this is what we saw the last game when I was casting with Shannon as well. HR went for the Skywrath and it was against a Morphling. He came to the lane to assist his solo mid, throwing out all their arcane boots until they were forced back in the first wave. So Faith gonna do the same to try and help out Sylar here a little bit. Shadow Fiend 2 CS at the moment and Lycan with 2 extra CS at 4.
Attempting to spring a trap on In July top lane. He does have a Blade Fury, though. This could be bad for Kaka. He's in the danger zone where Blade Fury might almost kill him. I think they needed one more Arcane Bolt to go for that. Now the heal comes out, though. That is, of course, the X factor here. And meanwhile, mid, Sylar, if they get a lift, this could be a potential. No, only the level 1 raise.
Yeah, no way they get that kill.
Not sure why he lifts there, to be honest. Doesn't really do anything, but if with the level 2 raise, I think you can potentially go for a kill there.
Yeah, definitely need the level 2 raise. And bottom lane, we see Icy getting some decent levels, and there'll be 2 range creeps pushing the wave towards his tower, so he's gonna have quite a good time here. Probably going to be up to 3.5 levels with that, and has enough gold for boots. Gonna get some last hits with... Oh, he actually didn't have rocket at level 2, so probably not gonna get as much as last hits, but he's definitely having a good time.
MMY doing some stacking in the woods now. He's gonna now check the 2-minute rune. Speaking of that rune, Pretty Hall's in position, looking for the potential lift. He's got the boots, just harassing Faith back. This will be an illusion top, a bounty bottom. The bounty snagged by the Lion. And both teams backing off. So in good news for LGD, Yao is actually farming well. This has not been common for him as of late, but getting good CS in the safe lane. Sylar free farming mid. LGD's core is getting a lot of gold early on, and In July getting his experience. All 3 doing well. The supports, Faith is getting his levels. He's level 2. The Lion also level 2. Everything looks great here so far for LGD in the laning stage. It is early, but they're off to a good start.
Yeah, this is before the Venge and the Rubik make any smoke rotation. They don't have a smoke on them right now, so probably not gonna be making any rotation soon. But I imagine they would want to try one before Sylar reaches level 6, which is gonna be much more difficult for them to get a kill.
You can see the Rubik illusion here. Just gonna do a bit of stacking. Nicely played by Pretty Haw. Unfortunately, this camp already killed off, so no additional stack for him. They did not go for the extra stack here, though.
Middle lane. LGD is actually going to be the first one that makes the smoke rotation to middle.
They have a point in concussive. Air does have boots, though. They've got to get him out pretty far. He's sitting back, blocking the wave for now. If he comes out to about this area...
Smoke is ending. Smoke is ending.
They're going to have to go soon. The ward's up. Concussive shots there. They're going to dive this one. It looks like Momoya committing. He has the Hex. He'll get it off. The Impale follow-up, and this should be the death of Air. Though, on the way out... No rotation in time. Icy working on Faith. Does vacuum in with the cogs nicely. The Wolf actually taking a few tower shots. Oh, Faith. He's trapped, but well worth it to get the Shadow Fiend kill. A 1-for-1. Still, LGD gotta be happy.
Yeah, first blood kill as well. Momoya got the first blood, so he's gonna get that advantage into getting quite an early blink this game.
And this is one of the differences we see with the way that HGT are running the Lycan versus, say, Secret. He's not getting help in the lane. The supports are not carrying early TPs. They're not really doing much to protect him. Whereas, like, Puppey will always be sending a creep mid. Sometimes we'll even see Croaky sitting behind RTZ. They're leaving Air more to his own devices. LGD able to punish it here.
Yeah, they are taking more priority in taking care of Yao at the moment. Because Yao, they don't want Yao to have a difficult time. Like, we have seen his Ember in the past. Once he has a good time, he's able almost to always dictate the play with his Ember. Control the map and make space for his team to farm. And top lane Kaka getting pursued by Injuly.
Oh, one more auto attack. He doesn't get it off. The lift comes out. The stun to follow it up. There's no how mana. Oh, he walks back in. Kaka! Oh, he could have just walked away.
Oh, no.
Now the healing ward getting dropped. Injuly trying to micro it back. I think he just dies to auto attacks anyway.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be a one-for-nothing trade.
That was just very cocky by the Venge to stick around. No boots yet.
Too greedy. If he had boots, he probably wouldn't have died. But too bad. He overestimated himself, and
the thing with Jug is he has really good base move speed, so you have to be careful about overextending.
So now it becomes a 1-for-1. Pretty Hawk going to come in the middle, try to get the lift on Syla, but not going to be successful there. Can
you even lift Pretty Hawk?
No.
Apparently not. Needs to go to the gym, WinteR.
Take me to the gym.
You want to go tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay. I have some guest passes. I have not been going these past few days, man. The schedule.
We need to have a balanced life.
Yes. You can cook for us tomorrow. Do you cook?
Probably a bad idea, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And here we go. We see the supports are actually going back to pull for HGT. Air is going to be doing some stacks, so the early phase will be very, very passive. Everyone's just very content in just getting their levels. And Warlock, did he get a Midas?
Would be very surprised if he didn't go for it. Okay, he is going Midas.
Okay, he has the recipe, so he's going to be getting his...
His CS is actually quite low. He's really been struggling to farm in this lane.
Wow, he has actually a lot of missed last hits.
And a lot of denies. 16 denies, but you'd rather have these being last hits at this point.
I know the Scaraf was here, but I didn't expect him to miss so many. And here comes Momoya with the ward behind the tower. Going to give them a lot of information here and a lot of opportunities to actually kill the support. The Juggernaut going for the 3 points in spin there.
Sylar does get level 6 now. There's potential for him to rotate around for some kills. He's almost got his Vlads as well. Up to 750 gold. And for now, the pressure from LGD. In July on track for a fast level 6 in the off lane. Check out Clockwork. Icy just got his. And they're going to smoke and rotate. They want to find the Shadow Fiend, it looks like. Fortunately for Air, he's at base. Unfortunately, though, they're going to find this... Oh, no, actually already cleared the stack.
Oh, he killed the stack already. Otherwise, with the 3 points in Blade Fury, they
could have either stolen it or just waited for him to show up and kill him.
It's actually huge that he actually already
They might get the courier. It's just now skating into the lane. The smoke revealed. They get the Blade Fury initiation onto Kaka. They'll try and run him down here. It is a level 3 Blade Fury. That's enough for the kill. Sylar also running in, but I still feel HGT kind of dodging a bullet as the Shadow Fiend not the one who pays.
It's still a really good gank by LGD because they are able to transition it into a push here, like this, doing damage to tier 1 tower. At least they are actually getting structural damage done, so it was a good rotation even though they didn't get the Shadow Fiend.
You do have to back off, though, if you're LGD. Warlock ulti is up. Clockwork is level 6. That is not a tower push you want to commit to.
Yeah, they have to be really careful against the big ultimates of HGT. At the moment, Yao gonna finish up. He usually only rotates after finishing up his drums.
Yeah.
We talk about this a lot. The phase boost drums is just the point where Ember becomes the strongest hero on the map. With the Flame Guard at level 7 max as well.
This game, it's going to be a little tough. There is so much magic damage on HGT. Basically, one Shadow Fiend raise and one nuke, and it's gone.
Well, he needs to choose his timing wisely though. Well, when is he going to go in? Probably you want to go in after the Inferno has been dropped. Or after they are just trying to focus on some of the tanky cores like a Lycan. Then you just cut into the fight midway to be able to use your Flame Guard to full extent.
Here comes July. He's going to be lifted. They drop the Golem, and Air just slays him. 1,400 gold in his pocket.
He definitely lifts LD. No question about that.
He's definitely gone to the gym since the last time we checked in with our Grand Magus. They smoke, though. They're actually bringing Yao top already. 1,300 gold in his pocket. They rotate, wrapping around. And they may find a courier, which is carrying almost all of the mech. Oh, this would be a huge kill for LGD.
They're going to swing behind.
Oh, the courier's coming. Do they want it? Oh, they're just out of vision for it. Now they go in onto Air. They get the Impale initially. Yao unable to chain in time, though. He's a bit slow on this. Now the chains come out. The hook shot is there onto MMY, but too late. They've already gotten the one kill. Now Yao jumping into the cogs. He's low on mana, though. He's going to be stunned and picked off. Yao, what are you thinking, my man? July also in trouble now. He's forced to retreat. He'll be okay. The courier ends up surviving.
Wow, that was a very, very questionable move. Why he actually tried to jump into the cogs against.
And he used all his remnants to jump in. It wasn't like he just used one. He either had 2 or 3 remaining remnants, and he threw them all in.
I really don't think he could have actually killed the clockwork there.
And even if you do, it's only a clockwork. Like, you should not be making risky plays to try and kill him.
Even if he kills the clockwork, it's a one-way ticket. Basically.
Like, let's say that's the Shadow Fiend and it's a risky play. At least there's a big reward if you get the kill. But, well, Yao rotates early. The good news for LGD, though, Sylar is just having a free game. He's been completely unchecked, 77 CS. And now picks up a haste rune. He's got Vlads. Looks like he wants to rotate towards mid.
Yeah.
They want to take this tier 1.
Ideally, you need to remove all the middle tier 1 and the bottom tier 1 for Radiant to have access to Roshan. Kaka gonna get caught out here. Easy kill for Yao. Actually, Sylar gets the last hit.
Pretty hard, wanting to lift in July top lane. He gets the lift off. Not too much to follow this up, though. Pretty Hall likes going for these just like harassment lifts. Where he'll lift them and then
I don't think there's
no follow-up.
Yeah, there's no follow-up. It's not very good for that to happen. But in this case, right now, LGD is just going to force the tier 1 at middle, giving them more access and map control towards the Roshan, which Sylar will be looking to do in the next couple of minutes.
Pasted Sylar. Doesn't even need that ultimate to scurry all around the map. And now does he walk into Roche? Tier 1's down mid, tier 1's down bottom. He moves like he wants to go there, but
he's thinking about it.
It's up against a clockwork, though. That's a pretty risky play. But yeah, you can tell he's thinking about it.
The lane is actually... They need to push out the lane at bottom as well, so that they remove some of the map control that HGT can have, pressure the bottom lane, force someone to rotate over to handle the creep wave, and they need a bigger window of opportunity to actually go for Roche. They need more time by someone.
Mech is complete now on Air, so the courier not getting picked off, and this is a big item for HGT. They don't have the mobility of an LGD draft with the Ember and the Lycan, but what they do have is a pretty strong 5-man. The Warlock ulti, the Mech, Requiem. They'll be looking for kills here. In July, the one they scout, the least killable hero on the team. So they're just going to have to let him go, and now LGD will look to defend this tower.
With the Mech, though, it's going to be a very tough fight for LGD to take.
Yeah, they really just want to be split pushing with Yao, maybe even with the Lycan. Surprising to see Sylar joining the defense. Normally he would be either like pushing top, going for Roche.
He's already realizing that he's going to move away from the middle lane, which is the correct decision definitely, and try to maybe even get more farm in the jungle or something along the lines of that. He's just more concerned on getting... He has 2k gold right now. I think it could be a good BKB game first for him as well. Looking at the lineup that HGT has, a lot of spell damage from the Shadow Fiend and the rest of the heroes, so that would be something that he'll be considering instead of the usual Blast into Necrobook item build.
So someone in the chat, WinteR, is mentioning the remnant. I don't know if it's a bug with Rubik where whenever you drop them, they don't disappear even if you lose the spell. Do you know if that's still the case?
I'm not sure if actually...
Because that would be really strong against Lycan.
Yeah, you can just leave one in the pit, basically.
With most spells like that, when you lose the spell, you lose the...
What? Is this the
components?
Look at the map. Is that the dot you're talking about?
Yeah, I think this is the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But he didn't drop one in the Roshan pit, which is the key thing, I guess.
Are fortified.
Okay.
It may be something where he doesn't even know about it.
Does it actually give him vision?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you toggle the dire vision.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I wonder if that's intended behavior. It seems like it's something that's more of a bug.
Attack.
Yeah, probably, but... What is LGD more concerned right now? They're gonna take another tier 1 tower. More map control being removed from the HGT map. And they're gonna get an even trade-off taking away the tier 1 of LGD as well. But this would always favor the side with Lycan, removing the trading map control so the Lycan can actually have much easier access into Roshan. And here we go, HGT, they actually want to deny the Lycan. This is gonna be huge. With the Shadow Fin and the Venge minus armor. Radiant side going for the tier 1 at top, which means they are very far away from Rosh.
They're now swinging there, though.
Oh no, Yao!
Quickly, Yao, he just walks in, didn't have Flame Guard up and just feeds. Oh, Yao.
What?
He could have waited for the Lycan wolves to scout, but he just wanted to run in and throw a remnant.
How is it possible that the Rubik can lift him? Oh, they don't have vision. Okay, that was a dire ward, that's why. They saw him first.
Yeah, they had the ward up the hill. They also had the clockwork around the corner.
Oh my god, Yao, brother Yao.
And as soon as he dies, LGD just they know they're gonna have to give up this Rosh. So they farm the enemy jungle. Angelai will push in the lane a little bit. But it's a big blow. Air now getting the Aegis. BKB the next choice. HGT recognizing that their strength is 5-man. They want to maximize it and hit their peak in the next 5-10 minutes. But LGD, the team that looks to split push more.
I'm always worried when people say that, oh, I see LGD having a split push draft, because it's just not in their blood to split push. They always, in the end, ultimately try to fight. You remember the game? Was I casting with you the game where they had Wiz and Tiny? I'm not sure. In the end, they were split pushing, and suddenly they decided they need to take a fight, and they didn't continue split pushing, and they just... It's something like they are very used to, you know, taking fights.
Yeah, not adjusting their play style to fit the draft as much as they need to.
So I'm worried that might actually happen to them this game.
It's like what happened with when the Chinese teams first started running Tiny Wisp. They would always have the Tiny Wisp like defending or with their team. Well, not always, but often. And the teams who had the better understanding, like, would have watched the Western teams play it, and they would always be split pushing, like what Fnatic was doing, especially at the time. And then they'd only relocate to join the fight, so they'd apply pressure and force a reaction out of their opponents. But if you're just defending with the Tiny Wisp, then there's no reaction required. I see attempting a hook on Yao. Will be a bit off the mark, though.
That was quite ambitious, though. He needed to do it very perfectly. Hit the hook shot, run up in front slightly.
Push him back with the cogs, then lift, then stun.
Push with the cogs so that the Rubik can lift him. That was not an easy kill. That was definitely not an easy kill. Didn't land the hook shot, so LGD, seeing the miss hook shot, gonna try and take a tier 1 at top.
Rocket crashes in, LGD on the retreat. The Warlock Haganims comes online now, and the items just pile in. He's still only got the level 1 chaotic offering.
This is a fairly good timing for the Warlock to get the axe, considering that he didn't have the best laning phase, but it's a very good timing for the Warlock to have his axe. And Refresher gonna be his next choice of item for sure.
Just one of those games where one team clearly wants to 5-man, the other clearly wants to split push.
I hope they know they want to split push, LD. That's my biggest concern.
If they don't, then perhaps we should get on the line and let them know. Yeah, it's just obvious they don't want to be team fighting here. There's a lot of you've got your Infernals to just beat the frontline tanks. Juggernaut can easily be dealt with just by Shadow Fiend right-click the Venge minus armor and damage Aura. So he's not that strong in the 5-man clash. Maybe with the Yao double damage rune they can punish an out-of-position hero, but realistically, you just have to play Rat Dota right now if you're LGD.
The thing is they don't have D-push, so...
They have Sleight of Fist. That's with a DD rune, I guess that's decent.
The Juggernaut would feel a lot useless in this sort of scenario. Having the Juggernaut not being able to fight, and there's Lycan and Ember needing to take farm, so he's not in a pleasant position. This
It seems like one of those jug games where you really want to go like glass cannon, split push jug.
Yeah,
You know, Mask of
this-
Madness, Manta.
he won't have time. Dude, look at this. HGT just coming on the high ground.
Maybe they should send someone to cut the creep wave.
Yeah, the Juggernaut is in position, I would say, and Lycan gonna be pushing top as well. So
I don't know, WinteR. I
HGT
think HGT actually have to back.
Yeah,
here.
HGT has to back here. The Lycan is too near their tier 3 at top. They need to back off. Looking at the
But they're
TPs,
not going to be allowed to walk out easily. HGT, 3 heroes on the high ground. Actually make it 4.
Clockwork is already back at base. And Syla back at base as well. So situation has turned back to 0. No one gaining a clear advantage at this point, apart from a lot of damage done at top by the Lycan, I would say. So LGD got a slight upper hand on that matter. They received less damage on their tier 3. And HGT needs to be very careful. Otherwise, the next time that happens, they lose the tower.
And this just goes back to the... Oh, there's a jump in onto air. Mystic Flare's going to come out. He will be impaled. That's the Aegis down. They steal the Wolves. Pretty big spell steal in general.
That
But
is,
don't know how much it offers them right now.
that is really useful for the push, though.
It can be. Sleight of Fist coming out. That connects on quite a few. The Golems are dropped, though. They'll lose the Lion off the bat. Yao backing off. There is a buyback on that Lion. I don't know if it's good enough. They're going to try to push in, though.
Oh no, the Lycan is at base already, so this is bad for
Yeah,
LGD.
now LGD have to fight. They do have a Necro 3 on Lion, and it comes in July, spinning forward, trying to win the fight. Yao trapped out in the cogs. Where's that Remnant out? Where's the retreat? He's going to retreat back. Air being forced to retreat as well. At the same time, the Lycan dropping very low. Sylar nearly finished off. More Sleight of Fist damage coming out from Yao, but nobody on HGT dead just yet. Still, they're being forced back. The Omni Slash comes through pretty hard with that Stolen Blade Fury. Can't do anything. He'll end up dropping. 3 dead. This cost them a Lion buyback, but well worth it as they now track down Icy in the tree line. This is the 4th kill of the fight. Along with that Aegis now gone. HGT losing it all here at LGD. And just like that, the wind comes out of their sails. This game is now firmly in LGD's control.
They were overzealous as well. Lion bought back that he felt they didn't want to run. Yeah, they just wanted to take the fight because they dropped the golems, but a bit overzealous.
That was honestly, as soon as the golems dropped on the Lion, and they only get a Lion kill, that's a cue for LGD to try to fight.
If they actually don't have buyback on the Lion, I understand HGT could have actually dealt a lot of damage to the base, but because the Lion buyback came out, it was starting to get risky for HGT to try and fight, and not to mention they already lost the Aegis before that, but they still continued their pursuit. They felt that they had.
And this is very bad.
Yeah,
Juggernaut already has a Diffusal Blade, and there's Refresher is a long way off.
Oh, this is a big pickup for LGD, being able to deal with the Acceptor ultimate right now from the Warlock here. Looking at Syla
They're pretty committed though, WinteR. They can't really go back to farming. Like the way the game's developed, the items they've chosen, they're not maximizing their economy. Air, Mech, Ogre Club, now Ultimate Orb. No Yasha, no Yules, no Midas. His economy isn't that great. Clockwork isn't good in this situation in terms of trading farm. Speaking of Clockwork, being scouted now by a wolf. And these supports don't farm very quickly. So it seems HGT are gonna... Maybe they wait for the next Roche, but they can't just turn this into a farm war. They will get completely out-farmed by the Lycan.
Yeah, itemization-wise, like you mentioned, LGD has the better itemization to just split farm the whole map, get a better economical battle going on. Syla opting for the Necrobook tree instead of the BKB, which I was talking about, paid off very heavily when he was actually sieging the top tower, having the summons to actually deal damage, forcing HGT to go back. So he got a lot out of that Necrobook, I have to say. And the next item he will be moving, probably considering BKB again, or something along the lines which is AC, which allows him to actually punish HGT if he gets another similar opportunity like this.
And HGT, honestly, they just don't push that quickly.
Yeah, that's
the issue.
That's why I felt that the Warlock might... I didn't feel confident when they actually picked the Warlock in this lineup.
It's great when you know your opponents are going to have to fight you, but LGD's lineup excels at dodging those fights if they want.
Another hero I think that would have fit the lineup much better is something like offlane like Phoenix though. Giving the team a little bit more team fight and wave clear with the fire spirits. But Clockwork he's just always constantly looking to start. He's a core that wants to just start fights and doesn't do well in other departments. This is like the issue for their draft. Like now, Shadowfiend will be the only one taking farm in the lanes because Warlock is just like right-clicking creeps, not going to be able to push waves fast. So this is going to be a huge problem for HGT the longer the game goes on.
You know, the bigger problem is the Wolves. They have no gem right now. They have no detection, not even carrying sentries.
Yeah, we talk about how...
And Sylar's map control is immaculate.
Yeah, we talk about how crucial it is to have a gem against a Lycan. This is starting to show. Every movement HGT tries to
They
make...
actually just got one, I think, on Kaka.
Did they?
Maybe he had it and I'm just blind. That's also entirely possible. But
Okay.
the Wolves have been following them around constantly, it looks like. So maybe just bad luck that Kaka wasn't there.
So Roche will be actually spawning soon.
Still, even with the gem, it's
actually,
like
Roche,
the bench can't be everywhere.
Roche already spawned, sorry.
They're going to go in on the air. Quick finger. Now Mystic Flare coming out. They just evaporate him. And they invest nothing too much. Omni Slash was used, but nobody getting caught out just yet. They will jump in July. He's stunned. Sleight of Fist comes through. Connects on 3. They are fighting without Sylar, who's busy. And actually morphing now. I think he wants to go Roche.
Yeah, he's going for the Roche. He knows.
This is the 8-minute Roche. It's up at the fastest possible time. How fortunate for Sylar. And how devastating for HGT. They have no hookshot. They've got to walk into the pit. They do have the golems, but if they go into the Roche pit, Yao's going to take at least the tower, maybe even Rack. Sylar, I don't know if this is a coup d'etat quite, though. He's got an invis and a haste. But Yao will take this tower. They're just getting picked apart. Now as they go towards the pit, Yao gets more aggressive here, and he's going to start hitting melee racks. I don't think he kills them. But they're really pincering HGT.
Shadowfiend should be able to fend him off, but HGT going to be the ones that are going to finish the Roshan, I think, right now.
Well, in the meantime, Yao trying to siege this tower. Yeah, I like this better. Going for the range racks, he's not going to kill a melee on his own, but this is permanent structural damage.
Lion has blinked. You have to be careful.
They are in position working on that range rex together. LGD, even though the Aegis will go HGT's way, they're not really a great Aegis team, I feel. Like, the Shadow Fiend, you only have one BKB, and without BKB, there's too many stuns. MMY?
Oh no, they didn't cancel the blink with the rocket flare. It missed.
Pretty well. Well, there's your hook shot. From downtown comes Icy. This will be the death of MMY. But no, it's not like he was saving for a huge item. It's a nice pick, but yeah, WinteR, it's just... I feel like this Aegis isn't... It would, if LGD got it, it would be a huge problem for HGT, but I feel LGD can pretty easily deal with an Aegis on the Warlock.
Yeah, it's still fine if they give it away. It's like they are content in keeping the game going, trying to get more farm, and HGT is just taking a bad trade like this. They are going to be forced to make a move fairly soon. I'm surprised that he actually went for the Ghost Scepter on ZSMJ when the Diffusers is already up on the Juggernaut though. I just think
yeah, that's true.
I just think that you have to at this point all in on the refresher. There's no way you stop for any small items already. It's just you do or
almost
die.
Have it too.
Yeah, you do or die. It's just about it. If he didn't go for the Ghost Scepter, he's actually going to be fairly close to the refresher.
And the thing is, time is running short. Sylar AC is very close. He's got 3,500 gold. He's split pushing bottom, and they already have to back. In fact, he's streaming towards the top lane. He's identified the weak point in the defenses of HGT, trying to block a potential hookshot with the book, and now he gets it onto the melee racks. In the meantime, they begin to TP back, attempting to get out the Shadow Fiend. He will succeed while the golems are dropped mid, so they're not available for this top push. The rack's already down. It's a win for LGD, and they only now are killing off the tier 3 mid, but since some heroes have TP'd back, they're going to be outnumbered here, and with the golems falling quickly, this is danger time for ZSMJ. The Omni Slash is still online. He does have the Aegis, pretty haw. Now getting trapped. That's a 2-hero remnant initiation. Yao catching them both out. ZSMJ channeling upheaval, but there's no damage to follow this up. They're going to lose ZSMJ as well once, probably twice. Aegis popped. He spent his gold, but he will die a second time, WinteR. They've lost an Aegis. They've lost 3 more lives and a late of Rex. LGD just making the right calls. It's Sylar on his Lycan, as he so often does, just running circles around the opposition.
Yeah, very well done by LGD. They move HGT around like you mentioned. They don't have great mobility in their lineup, don't have great D push apart from the Shadow Fiend alone, and that's just their main Achilles heel of the draft. And I just feel that the Ghost Scepter was just something. It was just a really unnecessary choice, I would say, for them. Like, you're not gonna win if the Juggernaut wastes the Omni Slash on you and you have Ghost Scepter. You're gonna win because you have Refresher Axe and you get a team fight. You just take an objective and you break one lane of Rex. That's the only way. If you survive because you're Ghost Scepter, it doesn't win the game for you.
As long as you cast your ultimate and Fatal Bonds,
Yeah, you're
that's
fine.
you're a
You're fine.
warlock. You know, you're not a gyrocopter or TA or some hero that needs to, or Medusa who needs to stay alive to keep on damaging the opposition.
Yeah, this is why I felt he has only one choice, which is to rush the refresher and X, and stopping by that Ghost Scepter. He could have had the refresher at that fight. He could have.
LGD, this is a team that if they somehow sneak into 8th place, I can imagine them being a team that you would... I feel like there could even be 2 or 3 teams you would rather face in that top 8 over LGD. Yao does seem like a liability, but Sylar just has a way of... Sylar and MMY in particular, they seem to have a way of sometimes just taking over games with great Lion initiations, especially the Lycan. We've seen his Medusa for Sylar, and oftentimes just winning the game even 2v5, it
Dire's middle
feels.
tower is under
They're a
attack.
sleeper threat, I think.
Yeah,
walking into the winner
like we
bracket.
talk about in July, he's always that. If the team is doing well, he will be alright. If the team is doing bad, he will.
He's never a liability. He's just not like the game changing.
He doesn't
player
change anything.
usually.
He's just there to do his job.
Yeah, very solid role player, I would say.
Mhm.
But Sylar and MMY, these are your explosive playmakers for the team.
Yeah. So they need to find a way after this to actually make the team.
The
make
thing
the
is,
team-
though, like if they're only winning with Yao's Ember, teams will just go back to banning it. So
Dire's middle tower
I still
is
have
under
question
attack.
marks about LGD, but this game is
Dire's
looking like it's
structures
theirs.
are
Up 10k gold, up 12k experience. As long as they make the right moves and don't get stuck in a big 5-man
Dire's
clash
bottom
against
barracks are
HGT,
under attack.
it's going to be very hard for them to lose.
Yao is going for a second Battle Fury as well, realizing they just need to defend, prolong the game.
Dire's
Nice
bottom
pick off here by Faith. It's MMY backing him up. They get the kill. Now the golems drop. They'll quickly clobber MMY on the Lion. Air kept back. In the meantime,
Dire's
Sylar
middle tower
just doing
has
what he
fallen.
does best.
Um,
Finding the
Dire's
weaknesses in
bottom
the
barracks are
HGT
under attack.
defense, taking down a tier 2. In July, hunting for a kill. The chains are there. Omni Slash gets in range now. It'll be split. The mech is popped. He's still slashing forward. Requiem, though, being unwound. It's not going to do anything, unfortunately. In July, able to Blade Fury walk away. Yao just going to remnant out. And Sylar, it's time to take a range Rex, maybe. No, he's going to back off to the enemy woods.
in good news, they have Refresher now, and Rubik has Omni Slash.
In bad news, though, it's a Rubik Omni Slash. He doesn't have that extra attack speed or damage.
Yeah, but it still does a fair amount of. That's the base damage there.
It's like, what, 1,200 damage or so?
You still deal
9 jumps. Oh, it's more than that.
yeah,
Okay.
200 to 225 per
1,800
slash.
damage.
Yeah, you still deal a good number of damage depending on the target and how much armor he has.
Yeah, and, well, I guess the problem is a lot of these heroes have high armor. 23 on Juggernaut. Your Lycan has only 12. That's actually quite low, but I think he's got a... No, he's gone BKB. No Assault Cross. He's got the Wolves to maybe tank it a bit. Actually, Yao pretty low armor. It's actually a decent game to steal Omni Slash overall. It's Skywrath with 1 armor. That hero will die in like 3-4 slashes.
Yep, for sure. Skyroth is a hero that's just very soft in general, and LGD now having the super advantage over HGT. They are controlling the map, forcing them around, and it's just like the refresher. They need to. This is their last hope. Oh, he actually used the refresher when he actually purchased it. He already used it. It'll be 2 minutes before he comes off cooldown middle lane.
There's a hook shot attempted, but the Force Staff out from Faith means it will miss. They get the quick kill. Wolves now scouting things out a bit. MMY gonna blink in. He hexes air. He gets the impale. This time it's only a 1 though. Not sure if that's good enough. The golem's coming out. In July scattering to the north, and now Sylar getting aggressive. He's brought down 1. Yao getting the big cleaves, and will bring down more. LGD fighting their way through HGT. They've killed off the Lycan. They're fighting through the golems. They purge off the Ghost Scepter, and Sylar runs roughshod over Hyper Glory Team. The end times are upon them. Creeps. Actually not in the base, but the racks are exposed in this bottom lane.
Yeah, this is game already. They don't have buybacks on any call.
I think you look at this draft and say,
Just not.
HGT, not sure how the Warlock fits in, and instead of banning Morphling, you have to ban Lycan against Sylar second stage. It's probably his best carry right now.
It's just like the window of opportunity. Like they don't have much room for mistakes, you know, on HGT. It's just very difficult to execute a game like this, you know, with so little room of mistakes, and you have to just.
HGT is
I
not a
just-
team who can execute. I feel like they need to pick more robust drafts that can make more mistakes and still have chances.
Yeah, that's why I didn't expect a Warlock from them, and it clearly showed that they don't really understand how to use the hero as well as MVP. Going for the Ghost Scepter, in my opinion, was just they didn't understand how important, how the hero just changes the game just by having that as fast as possible X refresher. There's nothing on that hero would just make a huge impact apart from X refresher, and you cannot afford to slow down on any small items. Probably when you are super ahead, maybe you can, but in this game I felt it was not the most optimal decision for ZSMJ to actually get the Gold Scepter.
All right, WinteR. Well, with this game in the books, LGD has one more match to play. They are now 7-7. Let's see. Who do they have coming up later? They will be playing Cloud9 as the final match of the day.
Not an easy game.
Not an easy game for them. Speaking of Cloud9, guys, they are playing IG right now. I think most people are watching that match, but if you're not, you can head over to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit where Cinderin and Blitz are currently casting. That's a big match. And at the same time, on the other stream, Beyond the Summit 2, we also have eHome versus MVP with Mr. Coddle Guy. So I believe both games still going on. We probably had the quickest game of the heat.
Yeah, just from the draft alone, it's either one side storms really hard or the game just ends after that. It's just...
HGT now, with this loss, where do they end up? They will be 5-8. One more loss, WinteR, and I don't even know if I think they may finish bottom 4 the way HGT is going. So
yeah, even if they make it,
they're not going anywhere.
They're not going to go far.
I think they lose first round even if they make it.
They probably want to change things up drastically after this event.
I think they need a roster changer too. Well, guys, with that said, this is going to conclude LGD versus HGT. I will be moving downstairs with WinteR. We'll be casting a big match, Secret versus Vici Gaming. That will be up next on the main Beyond the Summit stream. But for now, thanks for watching. The Dota 2 Asia Championships continue after this.